по-английски что? Ага, окей.
Oh, we're live. Let's go.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our today's webinar. We are Sergey and Mike from the ONLYOFFICE marketing team.
Hi, everyone. Nice to see you here.
Today, we are going to give you a brief overview of version 6.4 of ONLYOFFICE Docs and ONLYOFFICE desktop editors and show you how the new features work live. And of course, we will be happy to answer all your questions if you have any. Please leave your comments and questions in the chat during the presentation, and we will try to help you at the end of our webinar. This is our plan for today. Let's get started. At the moment, the new version is already available in self-hosted solutions like ONLYOFFICE Workspace and all the editions of ONLYOFFICE Docs, Enterprise, Community, and Developer. Also, the new version is already available in the cloud, both personal and business, and in ONLYOFFICE desktop editors. By the way, write a plus in the chat if you are already using the new version online. Meanwhile, let's revise what the new version includes. Starting from version 6.4, you can use conditional formatting, insert Sparklines, import data from CSV and TXT files, replace links automatically, and make the most of other minor improvements in spreadsheets. When it comes to documents, the new version allows you to convert text to a table and vice versa, a table to text, and you can start new sentences with capital letters automatically. As for presentations, now you can use the version history feature, hide notes, and start new sentences with capital letters automatically, like in documents. Also, the new version comes with bulk work with comments, new scaling options, and colorblind friendly chart types. What's more, we have also significantly improved support for Apple Silicon Macs in ONLYOFFICE desktop editors and added WOPI and API updates. Okay, let's see, according to your comments in the chat, some of you are already familiar with the new version, but we hope you find this webinar useful. And I would like to turn things over to Mike, who will get into the specifics.
So thank you, Sergey, for this intro, and let's move on to the new features in this version. And I offer you to start with, here. I would like to start with spreadsheets. The first feature I'm going to tell you about is conditional formatting, probably the most anticipated feature in this version. So since version 6.4, you can apply conditional formatting in your spreadsheets. And this is very useful when you need to find certain events within your tables, or you want to display some trends in your data, or you want to spot some errors, or even find some content across your spreadsheet tables and pivot tables. And so there are actually multiple ways in which you can use conditional formatting, and I'm going to show some of them to you today. And yeah, let's see how it all works. So here, I was revamping my internet connection, so I got a bit lost here. Sorry for this. Okay, so I prepared a sample table, which is illustrating some sales of products in a supermarket by month. Okay, let me clean this up for you to start over. So so you can see it from the start. Okay, so this is our table, and you can see a lot of items that we are selling, and we have months and the sales figures for each of them, for each product. For example, we would like to find what's good and what's bad in our sales and identify some trends, and also pay specific attention to some specific products. This is where we can use conditional formatting. So you can find the option either on your home tab right next to the sales styles, or you can go to the right sidebar and find conditional formatting here. So let's see what rules we can use to apply conditional formatting in spreadsheets. So we're going to click new rule. This is a bit easier than choosing a rule right away from the lists, because you are immediately in settings here. So there are a lot of types of rules. You can apply them depending on what kind of numbers are in your cells, or you can work with text, dates. You can apply different types of them, from just formatting of the cell and the text within it, to color scales, data bars, which are like a tiny charts within your cells that can identify the volume. You can add icons, and you can also set rules for cells that actually match the formula that you need. So let's start with the simple one. Let's assume we need to find all items that were sold for in a volume of like a less than $1,000 certain months. So I will look for all the values that are less than 1,000. You can also manually pick the target value from your spreadsheet, or you can use it manually like I did. And I want to format the cells which match this rule accordingly. So there are a lot of things you can change here. For example, you can choose how the font is going to look like. You can choose the text color, you can choose the background color, apply borders of different types, and change the format of the text. And this is the preview of this. There are also presets which you can just apply quickly if you don't want to create something from scratch. So yeah, let me just pick this red frame for it. So now we will see all sales figures. Oh. Okay. Okay, sorry for that. I just forgot to select. Yeah, we need to pick the range first. Sorry for this. Now that'll be picked a range. Okay, let's set it as a new rule. Less than 1,000, and choose this frame preset. Okay, so now all the values where the cells were less than $1,000 in a month are easily identified with this red borders around them. You can also find certain texts and format the cells that contain them automatically. For example, I would like to have a look at all the figures related to chicken product sales. So I can go to conditional formatting and find the rule text, which can contain or not contain, begin or end with something I need. So let's find all the texts that contain chicken, and okay, let's format them with the black background and yellow bold text. All right, so now we see that we have chicken meat, chicken wings, chicken drumstick, chicken breasts, and chicken legs, and we can see this data series immediately. And okay, so if we would like to have an overlook on our sales of all products this year, for example, we can choose color scale options. And what color scale does is it fills the background of each cell with the color somewhere on the scale of colors that you choose. That you can choose between 2-color scale and 3-color scale. So let's pick 2-color scale. It's a bit easier. Also gonna look a bit less crazy. And yeah, so here we have a mean point, a minimum point, which is going to be orange, and the maximum point, which is going to be green. So the sales that are worst performing are going to be a bit more to the orange, and the good ones are going to be closer to green. And yeah, so let's begin. Okay, now we have the whole table painted, and we can immediately see in which season and for each product what kind of performance we had. So you can choose any colors for color scales, and yeah, again, you can choose the scale between just 2 colors, and you can also create a midpoint color to find some mediums. Like this, you can also work with, for example, weather forecasts, etc., where you need to show temperature of something or give yourself some kind of warning about some figures. And okay, yeah, I'm not going to show you all the types because it's going to take the whole evening, but yeah, just 2 main ones. Let me also show you how icon sets work. Second. Icon sets rule lets you add a little icons to your cells, and it's gonna mark tables that respond to that match the certain rule with the icons of your choice. This can be arrows, flags, different types of colorful images, and these can also be, for example, ratings in form of stars or in form of a clock or something like this. And yeah, so basically a lot of options you have here. So let's just pick this colorful circles, for example, and then we need to change the rules. For example, by default, it will mark cells that have a value higher than a 67% of average with the green circle. What is in the middle between 67 and 33 is going to be yellow, and the bottom below 33% is going to be red. You can change these numbers, and you can also, instead of counting it by percent, you can pick number type, you can pick certain formula, or you can also pick percentile. So yeah, let's leave it like this by default. And okay, so now we have a little bit of mess here, but very functioning. Yeah, as you can see, you can apply multiple rules at once to certain data ranges, and sometimes different types of rules will be simultaneously applied to a cell, because actually rules live quite well together unless they have settings implied that contradict each other. For example, if one rule, like here, changes the background of the cell and another one adds an icon to it, they can actually exist in one cell because they change different parameters of it. But in case some rule is changing two rules are changing the background, for example, then it can only be one background, right? So here we have the rule to find all the spots which are less than $1,000. And okay, let's change the background to it to say blue, for example. And nothing is going to change now because rules have certain hierarchy. You can see the hierarchy and rules of rules in the rule management menu. So here you have all the list of all rules which are applied in your column selection or this worksheet, this table, or this pivot table. The top of the list are the rules which have more priority, and on the bottom rules which with less priority. So basically, the color scale rule is it has more power than the value is rule. That's why the background color is going to be overlapped by this rule. But we can change the hierarchy of the rules manually. Okay. Yeah, all right. That's with it. Yeah, usually you can change the hierarchy of the rules manually by just moving them somewhere up. And so the new rule will be applied. I don't know what's going on now, but maybe I'm doing something wrong, but normally this button should be active. Okay. Okay, I'll have a look into this, but I believe I just made some kind of mistake. Or maybe not. All right, so yeah, that's actually all the core functionality of conditional formatting. There is actually a lot of things that you can do further, and yeah, I will just let you explore them on your own, depending on what you need to do in your spreadsheets. Okay, let's move on now. Another feature I would like to show you is Sparklines. So this is also coming in this new version, and Sparklines are cell size, very tiny charts that can show trends in a series of values. So you don't need to eat up the space by a big chart just to show some kind of trend. For example, selling one product over different ones, you can just use one cell to show it. And there are three types of Sparklines at the moment. There are column, line, and win or loss. So let me go here. So for example, yeah, this is a bit of reduced sales table, just like the one we had before, but a smaller one. So we have a little bit of space for Sparklines here. Let's pick our data. And we have data series which are corresponding to sales of different products in our supermarket. And we want to see the trends for each of them. And we're going to use Sparklines for it. So we go to the Insert tab and find Sparklines just next to charts. Then we pick the Sparkline type. Let's stick to column. And now we will see this little window where we again can choose the data range, and we can also choose where the Sparklines are going to be placed. So I'm just going to place it here, just next to it. All right, so now you see this is very compact and easy to look at, kind of little chart which actually functions just like the big one. Sparklines have certain settings, so you can choose different style presets for them. And of course, you can also manually change colors. And you can decide if it should show you high points, low points, first and last points, negative points, or place some certain markers on it. For example, okay, let me paint the high points with red color. Okay, and yeah, let's paint the low points with dark blue, for example. Yeah, so here it is. And you can also change the style right away from here of already existing Sparklines. So the line Sparkline is gonna look like this on the left. Okay, so what's next? Another new feature in spreadsheets is data import from local and online files. So now you don't have to waste so much time in opening a file, the data from which you need in a separate window, then copy and paste it. You can just place a link to it or find it in your computer, and the data will be automatically transferred from there quickly. So yeah, I have some link prepared here. So yeah, to do this, you go to the data tab and you find a get data option. Okay, let's see. Let's insert the one from the txt file I have on my laptop. So I pick txt, and now we have to decide the delimiter and other parameters, and we also have a small preview of it. So yeah, let me stick to this one. Now the table from this file is here in our spreadsheet. It works just the same for inserting data from online. So yeah, I have a link from GitHub here, for example, and this is going to be a CSV file. Yeah, again, we need to choose how the data will be pasted. Let's stick to comma as a separator, and click insert. So here it is, the table right from the CSV file from somewhere else on the internet. Okay, so another feature in spreadsheets, there's plenty a lot of them in spreadsheets in the new version, is hyperlink autocorrection, which is quite a useful little feature. I mean, for me personally, I was always annoyed how you just paste or create a link in your spreadsheet, and if you want to copy it or if you want to move it somewhere, you interact with the cell, and it's gonna automatically open this link somewhere. Yeah, this is pretty annoying, and I would like, for example, my links to look as plain text by default, and this is now possible. You can choose whether or not spreadsheet editor should autocorrect the links and local paths to hyperlinks. You can do it in settings. So what you need to do is you go to advanced settings of spreadsheets, find spell checking, go to auto correction options, and find auto format as you type. And so here is the checkbox where you decide if your links should be automatically replaced with hyperlinks or not. Okay. Yeah, and other movements in spreadsheets include ability to assign a macro to a graphic objects. Basically, that means that you can make your graphic objects, like, for example, auto shapes, clickable, like buttons. And once you click on it, a certain macro you choose will be launched. This is like one example of how it can be used. So you can actually add buttons to your spreadsheets using this functionality to run any command that you create in the form of macro. There are new presets for freeze panes option, an ability to show or hide zeros in your cells, and some new localizations for descriptions and names of function arguments. So you see the list here, and we will have some more localizations coming in the next version. I will tell you about it a bit later. Okay, so let's move on to document editor. The first feature I would like to tell you about is conversion of text to tables. And so this allows you to quickly convert a certain text. For example, you just wrote a comma-separated list of items, and you want to make a table out of it. And it is quite easy by clicking just one button, or vice versa. You have a table, you don't like how it looks like, you like the grid, for example, and you would just want to have your values listed in as a tabbed columns within your text, for example, and you can therefore convert table into text back. So let's have a look at this simple document. Oh yeah, again. my connection was disrupting earlier. I forgot to renew it here. Okay, so what we have here is a text which is separated by tabs. You can also choose to separate them by, for example, commas or any other symbols. And I would like to make a table out of it, so I can sketch a table quite quickly. For example, I want apples and like just using tabs, and yeah, then I can just select it. And if I want to make it a table, I go to the Insert tab, find Table, and click on Convert Text to Table option. Here you can use any separator as you want. So here they are separated by tabs. So I'm going to choose tabs. It automatically sees that I need 7 columns, and you can also change this. So I click OK, and I see this listed as a table. And you can perform the reverse action. Just select your table, go to the table settings on the right sidebar, and click Convert Table to Text. So in this case, I want, say, to separate them by commas. And yeah, that's what I have is just a list for each item on the line listing its prices. So yeah, that's how it works. And next, now you can choose to automatically capitalize first letters in sentences. This is available for document editor and for presentation editor, and you can enable and disable it in settings. So since I'm already in presentation editor, let me show you right away. You just go to advanced settings and find proofing, and then go to text autocorrection. So here is a checkbox where you can choose to capitalize the first letter of sentences. All right. And yeah, I guess we're moving to presentation editor, and welcome Sergey to show it to us.
Thank you, Mike. And now let's have a deep look at the main new features in the ONLYOFFICE presentation editor. Version 6.4 makes it possible to navigate through and restore the previous versions of your presentations using the version history feature. I hope you know how this feature works, yeah, but I'm going to show you, yeah. I've got a sample presentation. So, and the first thing that you need to do is go to the File tab, click Version History, and you will see all the available versions of your presentations. You can navigate between them and restore any if necessary by clicking the Restore button. If you don't need this feature, just click Close History. Another useful feature in the ONLYOFFICE presentation editor is the ability to hide notes under your slides if you don't need them. So as you can see under the first slide, there is a note, and if you don't want this note to be displayed, you need to click the corresponding option under your username in the upper right corner here. So this is your username. There is a special menu. Click and choose Hide Notes option. So as you can see, the note has disappeared, and if you want to bring it back, just click it again. That's very simple. And another useful feature in the ONLYOFFICE presentation editor is the ability to start new sentences with capital letters automatically. So let's type something. So you can type anything you want. See, the first letter has been converted to the capital letter automatically. And this is what I wanted to tell you about the ONLYOFFICE presentation editor. Let's move on. Now let's talk about improved collaborative work with comments. In any editor, you can delete or resolve the comment that you have already reviewed in a couple of clicks. This can be done to all the comments in the document, all comments in a certain abstract, or all your own comments. And this feature is really useful because you don't need to click each comment and you can delete or resolve them at once. So let me show you how this feature works. I've got a sample document. As you can see, there are lots of different comments left by various users, and you need to open the collaboration tab, and you need to click remove or resolve depending on your needs. And here you will see 3 available options. And let's remove, for example, all the comments from this document by choosing the required option. So this one, yeah, so we need this option. As you can see, all the comments have been deleted, and it's really useful because you can save some time. So let's move on to the next point, and ONLYOFFICE Docs version 6.4 is more accessible than ever. It has new scaling options. In addition to 100, 150, and 200%, now documents, spreadsheets, and presentations can be scaled up to 125 and 175%. Scaling is applied automatically, so you don't need to do anything. So everything is done in accordance with the settings of your browser or your operating system. Another feature that makes ONLYOFFICE more accessible is the availability of new Collaborate-friendly chart types, where different patterns are used to highlight certain segments. And these new types are available in all editors. So let's open another sample text document, and let's see how these charts can be inserted. So go to the Insert tab, click Chart, and choose something you like. For example, let's insert a bar chart. So you can see the chart editor window with some default data, but we are not going to change anything right here, but of course you can use your own data, no problem. So let's click Save and Exit, and you will see our chart. So on the right panel, there are the tools that we need. So here, for example, you can choose the chart type, yeah? So just click the chart you like and you will see it. And here you can use the colorblind friendly chart type, this one. As you can see in this chart, different bars are highlighted with different patterns. So colorblind people can see all the trends and they can understand what happens in the chart. So this is all that I wanted to tell you about the accessibility options. And now let's move on to some good news for Apple fans. Version 6.4 of ONLYOFFICE desktop editors comes with improved support for Apple Silicon Macs. Now you don't need to use any emulators, which results in better performance and less power consumption. On our website, there is a special client for Mac OS devices with the M1 chip. All you need to do is to go to our website, and on the main page, click Get ONLYOFFICE. So choose ONLYOFFICE desktop and mobile apps. Find ONLYOFFICE desktop editors for Windows and Mac OS, and you will see 2 available clients. If your Mac device is equipped with the M1 chip, you need to click Apple chip, and you will get the latest version of ONLYOFFICE desktop editors, which will work without any emulators. Moving on, I would like to tell you that ONLYOFFICE Docs version 6.4 is about some useful changes for software developers. And the biggest update of this version is support of Web Application Open Platform Interface Protocol, also known as WOPI. It standardizes integration, allowing software developers to easily enable Office document editing and co-editing with their own solutions. Also, there are some API updates that make it possible to customize the editors in different ways and adjust the collaboration processes according to your needs. The newly added parameters allow software developers to set the default interface theme, dark or light, set the default co-editing mode, fast or strict, and restrict users access to commenting, and much more. If you are a software developer and you are interested, you can find some more information in our blog. And now I would like to turn things over to Mike again.
All right, so thank you for all this information. This was very interesting. And yeah, so now we're going to wrap up our webinar, telling you a little bit more about what you can do. So first of all, if you're curious about learning more about using these features, or you have any kinds of questions about how to use OnlyOffice editors, you can go to our help center at helpcenter.onlyoffice.com, or there's even an easier way to do this. If you're already in the editors, you can just go to the File tab and find Help here, which is the portable kind of tiny help center right in your editor window, and it's going to tell you all about the functionality of the current editor. So, for example, I'm currently in a presentation editor, and here I have all the information about working with presentations in OnlyOffice. And this is also available in OnlyOffice Desktop. Now we will be really glad to hear what you have to ask. So please don't hesitate to ask questions about OnlyOffice and about the new version in the YouTube chat, and I will try to answer them shortly. And since there is always a little bit of delay from streaming, we will going to have some time to have a pike into a new version 6.5, which is coming next. And so the new features of this version are going to be comment sorting, and there will be also an ability to browse and manage version history in spreadsheets, a password protection for books and sheets in spreadsheets. And I believe someone asked us if we are going to release it in the questions before the webinar. So the answer is yes, and it's coming in the next version. Query tables for viewing for now in spreadsheets. We will also introduce more localizations. And this time it's going to be Brazilian Portuguese. New options for track change display in reviewing mode. You'll be able to import images in bulk from your document management system from OnlyOffice to insert multiple images at once in your documents. Mail merge from local files and from URLs, and automatic hyperlink creation in documents and presentations, just like what you have now with spreadsheets, and many other updates. And we are really can't wait till the next webinar to tell you all about them. Okay, so stay tuned and wait for the new version. Okay, so thanks for your attention. Again, if you have some questions about today's webinar or some general questions, please feel free to ask them in chat. And in case you have questions of other types, you can always reach us at sales or support. And yeah, we had some questions that were sent to us before the webinar. Let me have a look at them. So there were 3 questions. The first was, when will you release desktop version 6.4? So this is already released. Then another question was, when will the Excel spreadsheet maintain protection with OnlyOffice? And this is actually what I just tell you is going to be available in version 6.5. When will the Excel spreadsheet allow for working with XLSM formats? Yeah, we had plans for this, and we are currently resolving it. So you'll be able to convert and to open the XLSM files, but there is no certain dates for now, but this is certainly in our plans. So please stay tuned. And yeah, the last question was, why do we offer the products for education for free? And when we activate it, OnlyOffice asks you to pay. Actually, special discounts for education and for nonprofits are additionally applied. So we advise you to contact sales department first, and this will be arranged for you. So yeah, just wish your sales manager or write directly to sales@onlyoffice.com of this issue. Okay, Sergey, are there any new questions, by the way, in the stream? Have you seen something?
So it seems to me that there are no new questions. So your question was the last one.
All right. Okay, but you're always welcome to reach us out on Twitter, to our personal accounts, or just tweet to OnlyOffice. And yeah, of course, you can always write to sales or support directly via mail. So it was really pleasant to have you all in today's stream. And yeah, see you later.
Thank you, everyone, for being with us today. See you next time.
Bye-bye, everyone. Have a nice day.